year. I want 2025. I want this year to be the year you achieve English fluency. How to learn English fast this year? What do you need to do? What are the steps you must follow? That's what I want to talk about in this video. And if you don't know me very well, hi, how's it hanging? I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. And you're invited to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So let's dive into the content, how to learn English fast this year. I don't know when you're watching this, but every day is an opportunity to start over, to start again and go after your dreams. And that's what I want to talk about because I know that English fluency may be your dream and you may be stuck for some reason. So let's talk about a few things before I show you the 3 steps you must follow so that you can learn faster this year, okay? Now guys, reduce your social media use. I know what you're thinking. I'm watching you. Right now, I'm using social media. I'm using YouTube. Well, what I want you to consider is this year, I want you to reduce how much social media you use. But the unhealthy part, because guys, quite honestly, I love using the internet in my favor. I love knowing that there are different resources for me to use. So you need to understand what is not working. And one thing that I have noticed is many people spend a lot of time scrolling through social media and watching one video after another, unrelated subjects, cute puppies and cats and stuff like that. And they disregard the impact of what that could be bringing to their brain. So this is something you need to understand, that this will impact your learning process. So social media in general, guys, does not only take away your time. It is taking your time, but it's not only that. It's taking away your ability to think and create. You don't think anymore. Of course you think, that's not my point, but the critical thinking. Because you're spending so much time receiving a lot of dopamine, okay? That your learning process, your critical thinking, your ability to create may be impacted. And guys, here I picked a part of a text that I was reading from research, okay? And guys, social media has the capacity to affect memory formation. That's the danger. So many people nowadays are complaining, they're forgetting information. They don't remember things anymore. And social media, the way social media is designed, you are reducing your memory formation, your ability to recall experiences, okay? Because of all the constant information bombarding, you are overloading your cognitive resources, which in turn will impact your ability to encode memory. And memory encoding is part of the learning process. And you need to understand that. That's a very, very important point, okay? So that being said, understand that social media shouldn't be like a big deal. Unhealthy part eliminated. Try not to get more than 5 minutes. Watch out, okay? Watch out, because it could be impacting your ability to process information. Now, that being said, first one, don't speed up every video you watch. Now, I know time is of the essence, and I imagine that if you're speeding videos up, and maybe you're doing this, not right now, but maybe you do this with my videos, you have a goal, you wanna save time. But when you do that, you're impacting your brain's ability to form memories, to encode new memories properly. Yes, guys, the way we interact with the language, with the world is changing. I get it. Time is of the essence. So the way we behave is changing and everything is becoming faster and faster. We are living in a fast-paced society, but this will impact our learning process, the way the brain perceives information and retrieves information, okay? So now, instead, what is happening to your brain when you decide to learn things more quickly, speed up the video, let's go, quickly, yes, go. Ooh. Your brain cannot focus on the details anymore, on the nuances, on the emotions. They just pay attention to the general information. Yes, there is a neuroscience professor from Catalonia. His name is Diego Redolar. And he says, and there's more information, but he says that primarily people, they don't focus on detail. They can't remember details anymore. They just focus on something more general, broader, because of the speed of the videos they're watching, the messages they're listening. We're not grasping the details anymore, and we lose a lot of the information. Now, I understand why this happens. I sometimes speed up audio messages and some videos. I don't like doing that though. When I am practicing my English, I do not speed up anything unless there is a purpose. So this is what you need to do. Your first step is you need to understand the main goal of your listening practice. Why am I listening to this at a faster speed? Am I trying to test my comprehension? Not healthy, by the way, because your brain is going too fast in a second language. So you're missing a lot of the language cues that would be important for your memory encoding effectiveness. So watch out for that, okay? So, and here the guy from the University of Catalonia, the professor, I think his name is Diego something, he says if the information is not properly captured during the process, it is not consolidated in our memory properly. And the higher the speed, the more difficult it is to grasp the message and the details. So my recommendation here, of course you can alternate between fast and slow, but you need to have a goal in mind. And here, whenever you're doing listening comprehension, I don't recommend speeding up at all, okay? And even when you're at the gym listening for the purpose of entertainment, I don't recommend, because you're not gonna get a lot of information. The only time that I really like to speed up the audio file is when I am working on pronunciation. Let me explain. When I'm working on pronunciation, I tend to change the speed a little. I play with the speed. I listen to short sentences at normal speed, then I speed up, then I go slowly, then I try to speed up the pronunciation to train my muscles, okay? The muscles of my mouth, to give them different stimulation when I'm working on pronunciation. However, when I'm working on shadowing, I do not increase the speed. I go at normal speed so that I can imitate more intuitively what the speaker is saying. Because again, a lot of memory encoding, a lot of learning will need to happen more slowly so that your brain can focus on the details. That will not happen if you speed up every audio file you listen, okay? So be careful. I am not against speeding up, but you need to understand what your listening goal is. And it's very difficult to understand all of that when you study alone, when you don't have a teacher, when you don't follow a plan, when you're not in a program. So pay attention to this. And if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments. Second thing, also connected to speed and memory. I'm really focused on memory this year, okay? I'm studying a lot. I've been reading lots of books and research on memorization and ability to retain information. And the second point is connected to the first, because again, I'm taking away speed. I am bringing more balance to the pace. I'm bringing more pace, a slow pace to the way you study. People who write, remember. People who type, forget. Again, it is connected to speed and the priority we give. And one more point, physical memory. When you're writing, you're exercising your physical memory, which is also very beneficial to the memory encoding process that we go through. That is, guys, the 2 points are connected. You want to remember more, you want to understand more, slow down in your process, okay? If you want to remember more vocabulary, have better comprehension of what you study, take notes by hand. Start writing more, writing information. I'm watching this video. You're watching this video right now. Fantastic. What are you going to do? What are the main points? I understand. Maybe you can jot down bullet points. And as the video is over, you will review the bullet points and then you will write a short explanation of what you remember. That's retrieval, okay? Okay, so in tip number 1, she talks about reducing the speed of audio files, and then she gives some examples. She talks about this professor from the University of Catalonia. Then in tip number 2, she also talks about speed, but now she's talking about writing. That's why I'm writing, you know. This is much more powerful than if I simply enter. Oh, wonderful. Or even worse, now some people are using ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT to do the summary for them. ChatGPT, here's the video. Write the summary for me, please. And then you wonder why your memory is not working efficiently. Guys, what is happening in society nowadays? We are transferring our ability to remember to this. Phone, computers, tablets, artificial intelligence. But then what happens when you have a job interview? What happens when you're in a meeting? What happens when you are at a store? What happens when you are having dinner and someone starts a conversation with you? You cannot transfer that responsibility. And then what happens? We live in this a very conflicting society because each passing day we are being guided into that direction. No, transfer responsibility. You don't need, just type save the file, and then you never open that file again. Ask yourself, how many files have you saved? Word files or notes have you saved that you never went through again? You never opened again. Ever. Never checked. How many times has that ever happened to you? Ask yourself. Notes. Of course, I don't go through all my notes. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But I go over them. I review. When I know I'm studying the same subject again, I like going back, taking a look at my notes. Guys, it is much more powerful because I am exercising my physical memory. I'm exercising also a more active review than simply looking at a file, reading a file. Watch out, okay? Very, very important point. Now, have a notebook. And guys, it's not going to cut it if you only have a notebook. It's important to have a notebook that you have some sort of organization style, okay? Here I have some Post-its that mark important lessons that I have to go back to because they were interesting, because they were more difficult, and because I liked them overall. So I always do that with important lessons that I want to go back to. This is a new notebook. I have several of them. And I also always date my practices. And when I start my practice, I already write what I'm doing, what is the subject, if I'm using a book, what page I'm using, so that when I go back at the end of the week, I quickly remember what I was doing. That's organization, guys. And I always go back to this because I am exercising my memory and I am not transferring responsibility. Again, I could easily have a phone just telling me, do this, do that, all right, go, yay. But I don't want to transfer responsibility because I know the impact it brings to my ability to learn. Got it? Let's move on. Follow the foundation of fluency, step number 3, and I will cover step number 3 in detail. Stay with me, okay? Plan. Process to follow the plan. Good mentor. Habits and emotions. These are the 5 points you must follow in the foundation of fluency. And I will talk about that. But before I do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And you could really support my channel by sharing this video with a friend. That really helps. And if you're interested, if you want to start this year with a bang, get my study plan cycle because it is gonna help you organize the way you study so that you can learn English much faster. Now, moving on. If you don't know what to study, the journey gets long, boring, and difficult to follow. That's why in the foundation of fluency, that are very important points there that I can't negotiate, okay? Because they are paramount if you want to learn English fast. You need to have a plan. If you don't know what to do, how are you going to get it done? So before the beginning of every week, guys, you need to have a plan in mind, a subject. And I like to organize my plans based on conversation subjects, technology, latest news, hobbies, interests, something I did last week and what I watched, current political debates, current life conversations. There are so many things for us to talk about. So I always plan my week based on a conversation subject, something that I can talk about. The next thing, a process. How am I going to integrate these skills? How am I going to combine my listening and my speaking practice as I'm alone? How am I going to integrate my writing with my vocabulary practice? This is a process, okay? A good mentor. Guys, I'm a teacher. I'm a good teacher. I believe so. And I know that I can be a good mentor for you this year. And it's very important to follow people that will inspire you to make a change, to help you keep, going on the journey to fluency. But not only that, a good mentor can help you in different aspects of your life. So let's say right now you're lacking discipline. You can follow mentors that talk about discipline because they can help you improve your discipline in the learning process. So it's not just about following good teachers, but following good mentors that will help you on the journey to fluency. So let's say right now your emotions are not so good, you're not feeling happy, you're feeling under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress. Find good mentors that will help you with that, because they will also help you with your journey to fluency. Okay, here on my channel, I talk a lot about strategies to improve your learning process, to learn faster. I also give English lessons. I have my academy. I have my study plan. I'm always trying to guide my students and help them understand that English fluency starts in the mind. So it's important that you surround yourself with people that will inspire you, that will help you push you forward, that will help you keep going on the journey to fluency. Okay, so good mentors. Don't waste time with influencers that don't influence you in a good way, but only give you empty content. Okay, habits and emotions. These are the foundations of my methodology. If you have poor habits, if you have poor actions in your everyday life, don't expect to learn fast this year. To learn fast, you will need to change your actions. Action could be a synonym of habit, okay, in this scenario. So you will need to nourish better habits and better emotions. Guys, fluency is emotional. If you're here, it means you understand me, at least most of it. So if you're stuck at this level, it means that our actions you need to change, habits, and emotions you need to work on if you want to become a fluent English speaker, if you want to learn English fast. And to do that, you need to change the plan, the process, follow good mentors, change your habits, and work on your emotions. If you want to learn fast, you will need to do some work. Slow down with a little bit of the technology and exercise your brain, so that you can improve your memory, so that you can improve your ability to recall information faster. And this can all be done, guys. I know that this year can be an amazing time for you if you follow these recommendations. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to share it with someone. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!